Hi, it's Liz Nedden. Let's have a look at finding the expected number of outcomes, and this is on page 14 in our Walker workbook. So here is the formula that we need to think about. As soon as we talk about expected number of things, this is the formula. E equals N times P. So E is our expected number, N is the sample size or number of trials, and P is our probability. So let's have a look at this example. So we've got Amy tosses the dice 120 times. And how many times can she expect a 6? So there is the key word, expect. As soon as I see that, I definitely know that I need to use this formula. The other hint that I get is it talks about tossing it 120 times. So that's talking about the number of trials or the sample size. So that's my hints that I need to use this formula. So we've got our formula here, E equals N times P. And what we need to do now, well, the 120, that is our value of N. So I can put that in my formula there. And P, that's our probability. So looking at the question, it said how many times can she expect a 6? So I know when I roll a dice, I could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So the probability of getting a 6, well, there's 1 6 out of 6 possible outcomes. So that means the probability that I multiply is 1 over 6. So 120 times 1/6, put that into our calculators, and we get a value of 20. So that tells me she can expect, if she rolls the dice 120 times, she should get a 6 about 20 times. Then let's look at this example. So the probability of a person being struck by lightning is 1 out of 700,000 in 1 year. If in 2015 the population of the USA is 322,584,000, calculate the expected number of people who will be struck by lightning in 2015. So this is, again, we've got that expected being used, and I underlined that as soon as I read it because that's one of my key things I look for. And what we've got is we've got our formula, E equals N times P. So this is the formula we need to use. So I know my sample size, or N, or the number of people, in this case is the 322 million. So that is my sample size. And the probability, well, that's that 1 out of 700,000. So let's multiply those together and get E equals 584,000 times 1 out of 700,000. Put that into our trusty calculator, and that gives me 460.8. Now let's just think for a moment, what does this represent? What have we found? Well, we found the expected number of people who will be struck by lightning. Now I've got a decimal there, 0.8. Is it possible to have 0.8 of a person? Most of us would argue probably not. So this means because I'm talking about a number, I've got discrete data, I need to round this. So my answer is actually going to be either 460 or 461 people. And so notice how I've rounded those. And it can round both up and down. So now you can continue with the exercises on page 14.